Hello there, my name is CJ Anaya and welcome back to Author Journey, part 8 of how to develop character arcs. If you're new to the family, be sure to subscribe. If you have been enjoying this character arc series, then be sure to like this video. We're going to get started on the next part of building a positive character arc or developing a positive character arc, and that is going to be all about midpoints. So, just to review, in the previous lesson, we went over the first half of the second act, otherwise known as the reactionary phase, and your character has gone from first plot point to operating within a world that challenges his lie at every turn. And yet he can't seem to get with the program, so he's receiving lessons and punishments along the way that keep challenging this lie that he can't seem to let go of. During this process, your character is slowly evolving, not necessarily making a full change, but on a subconscious level, these lessons and impressions and even punishments are starting to stick. And this is going to lead you up to the midpoint of your story, which is halfway through the second act of the book. The midpoint of your book caps off the first half of the second act, propels you toward the last half of the second act. Another metaphorical door, if you will. So it's the dividing line between your character reacting to events versus your character taking control of events. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how they change now, and they're going to be accepting the truth. The midpoint is the moment where the lie and the truth collide. It's the moment where your character's mindset shifts from shying away from the truth to finally recognizing that the truth is valid. This is a major turning point in your book and in your character's positive arc change. He finally accepts the truth and gains a better understanding of how to overcome the major internal and external conflicts of the story. Your character has that epiphany moment. Accepting the truth is the way to achieve his goals and get the thing he wants. So Audrey's midpoint moment comes when she and Asher are making sure they have matching stories as to how they met and fell in love. And Asher, thinking that she will never remember this, actually brings up a real heartwarming scenario of how they first met in high school. And since it's been so long, and since she really wasn't close to him in the way that she had wanted to be, and doesn't know that Asher is actually Lawrence, or that they spent all that time together in high school, it resonates with her. She may not remember it, but it still resonates with her. And she's shocked to discover that she actually wants the relationship to be real. Her belief that love destroys is turned on its head as she pictures their love story playing out in her mind. And in that moment, she sees how love can be fulfilling with a man like Asher, as opposed to her ex-husband. So she's seeing the differences. Her ex-husband really reinforced that lie consistently throughout their relationship. And now Asher is turning that lie on its head in this moment for her. For Asher, that moment arrives after they've been married. Audrey brings up Lawrence, this kid that she knew in high school, thinking that Lawrence is Asher's cousin because she's seen a few pictures of Lawrence in the house. And she still doesn't know that they're one and the same person, that Asher's just had a major makeover, going from scrawny geek to someone that she can hardly recognize. So she discusses the crush she had on Lawrence in high school. And all this time, Asher assumed that the only way to win Audrey's heart was by being someone completely different, by being maybe a jock or by being successful monetarily. He never ever once considered that she had ever been interested in him as that sweet, geeky guy in high school. But it turned out that she had been interested in him all along. So it's the first time where he thinks to himself, maybe I can be loved for myself, rather than needing to be loved as someone completely different. So that life for him is changed because of that moment where she admits to having that crush on Lawrence. Changes everything for him. Now, just because the truth has finally been acknowledged, it doesn't mean your character will automatically abandon his long-held misconception, because bad habits are hard to break. And the second half of the second act is all about the tug of war between accepting the truth and abandoning the lie. So on a conscious level, there will still be denial and a claim that the lie is really the way to view the world. But subconsciously, the truth is going to have more of an impact on your character's beliefs and actions. So after her epiphany moment, Audrey is still searching for the dating guru who ruined her friend's life because she thinks love destroys still, even though that moment happened for her. And she continues to play her role as Asher's wife, but, trying to convince herself that it's all a game, it's all for show. But on a subconscious level, she's already begun visualizing their future together and hoping for it, and allowing her heart to open up to the idea that love can be fulfilling and healing rather than destroying. So your characters may see the truth, but they're still going to be unable to fully integrate the truth into their lives. And through their epiphany moment, though their epiphany moment is poignant, their evolution grows upon degrees throughout the rest of the second act. And this causes that internal conflict to become a lot more intense. Even though they're starting to take control, it's still a little more intense as they're caught between the truth and the lie. So it really ups that tension more for all of us, because they've got to eventually make a decision whether they want to just live in the lie, even though they have a pretty good idea that that's really not the way to go, or finally have a breakthrough, a final breakthrough, and accept the truth. So think about the truth your character must come to realize, and consider what that midpoint scene might look like. What event out of the many events you've already provided leading up to the midpoint is going to be the thing that finally gives your character that aha moment? So here are some questions to ask yourself. What is that definitive aha moment for your character? When does he finally get it, even though he doesn't know how to implement it just yet? How is he different at the midpoint as opposed to the first plot point? So remember, we need to see some progression with this character arc. How does the midpoint give him the knowledge he needs to stop reacting to the conflict and become a little more proactive in resolving the conflict? How is your character still holding on to the lie despite this epiphany? And what actions does he take based on this subconscious acknowledgement of the truth? How does acknowledgement of truth and the conscious effort of holding on to the lie evolve the internal conflict for your character? So what does that tug of war look like? What are they struggling with internally? How does it up the stakes? How does it make things more intense? How does it eventually resolve? So that is it for this portion. We're going to be moving on and discuss the second part of the second act in the next video. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like it. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new to the family, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.